Hello, everybody, and welcome to Well, That Didn't Work, Not Safe for Work edition.
Really not safe for work.
This one is going to be a whole lot of... I think, unbeknownst to our viewership and listenership, we've been planning this game for close to 4 months now. This has been in the works for a very long time, and I'm very excited. So I wanted to introduce anybody watching or listening to some really special friends of mine who I got to do a podcast with. This is Percy, by the way, for you guys listening on the podcast and not watching on YouTube. I got to record a podcast with these guys telling them about one of my favorite podcasts and graphic novels, The Adventure Zone. They record one of their own. It's called Dude, Check This Out. This really cool green hat that I'm wearing is from them. Kevin over here is also wearing the hat. So we've got Kevin, who is going to be playing somebody. I'll get into the characters in a minute. I'm so excited. I'm like skipping in front of myself right now. So Kevin is with us. He's in the green. And then we've got Noah, who's in this really stylish, awesome Pikachu shirt. I'm loving it.
Hello.
So they're from Dude, Check This Out. You can find them on iTunes and Spotify and tons of other podcast places.
Yeah, anywhere you get podcasts, it's going to be us. So those two in Google Play, and that's it.
Yeah, throw it in your podcast catcher machine. It'll pick it up.
Right. It'll pick it up. Awesome. So today we are playing in a game called City of Mist. It's still a relatively new game. I think I picked up the starter set for this thing like 2 years ago or something like that. Maybe a little even more recent than that. And the core books came out, and then they decided to split that core book into two separate core books, and that's when I bought them. But this game is really a whole lot of fun. We're playing in a version that I've called Spotlights, and the title of today's stream/episode, if you're listening later, is Terry Crews's Hypnotic Pectorals. So we have decided to...
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're very, very welcome.
Yes. So we've
spawned all of this.
We are playing in a world in which fame grants superpowers in general. And so I'm going to give a brief primer on how kind of the world should be viewed, just real quick. It's a little bit different than normal Cities of Mist. If you're used to that, if you've read the book and stuff, it's slightly different. Where normally the Cities of Mist characters receive their powers from like fantasy and fiction and things like you would have a character based on like a Red Riding Hood or a Headless Horseman or something like that. Like instead of that, the powers come directly from what makes these guys famous, and it just kind of augments that even further. And so I'm going to read just a brief thing that I've written just to give an idea of how you should be thinking about the world as we move forward. There has never been a question of whether or not heroes and villains existed. But in the early 1900s, scientists began to see exceptional people produce exceptional results. And on further study, they discovered a being, or rather a series of beings, called the mythos, who could latch on to people, willing to step outside of their normal selves and produce greatness. Because of that, most of these heroes and villains are famous people. Einstein didn't create the atom bomb by accident. Kiss didn't start a series of teenage rebellions by accident, and Kanye doesn't hold the attention of the masses by luck. All of these incredible personalities connected with the mythos and listened. Similarly, there's a counter power to the mythos, and that is the mist. The mist attempts to shroud the supernatural, the extraordinary, and the powerful, so that the mythos would be quenched. Those fully shrouded by the mist have come to be known as sleepers. They deny the powerful, they deny the supernatural, they deny the existence of the mythos, and attempt to explain its happenings away with logic and primitive understanding. This tug of war isn't new, although it's being newly understood. The pyramids of Egypt, the pantheons of empires long gone, demigods like Hercules, the witches of the Middle Ages, and countless other legendary stories lean into this struggle between the mythos and the mist. In recent decades, the mythos has gained a strong footing in 3 key cities in the United States. The Unsleeping City, known to sleepers as New York. Radio City, otherwise known as Nashville. And Spotlight City, otherwise known as Los Angeles, California. And that's where our heroic journey begins. Awesome. So
That's a whole lot of words for it's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
it is going to be nuts. So basically, this is kind of like an almost if you've seen like Underworld, it's like an underculture underneath what we see as normal.
Right.
It's like we're kind of playing like these famous people that we're portraying today really have these powers, and we just don't see it because we're all sleepers.
Right. Classic urban fantasy kind of stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to go around and ask you guys to explain just kind of the highlights of your characters. Maybe just give us your theme titles and what makes you special about you. And then I'll do some brief rules explanation and we'll get right into the game. So Rick, why don't you start us off? Who are you and what are you?
I am Nick Offerman, and a.k.a. Ron Swanson, for those of you
Hey,
who...
why don't you start over? I had you muted.
I was sitting there going, I can't hear myself. That's not a good sign.
All right.
I'm going to be playing Nick Offerman, who most people would know as Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. And his powers are gadgeteering. He can basically make or fix just about anything as long as it's low-tech, not too fancy. He is hard-boiled, pretty self-confident, and a little overbearing sometimes. He's also a musician that women just can't seem to resist. And he is a Metasaurus. That would be his extreme superpower. He has to eat meat. He will only eat meat or breakfast foods. And that's also his weakness, is breakfast foods. One of his weaknesses. But, yeah, so that will be... and he'll be in his little mild-mannered carpentry shop making chairs.
All right. Noah, why don't you tell us, again, you're one of the hosts of Dude, Check This Out. Why don't you tell us who you're portraying, kind of a little bit about them, and yeah, what are you doing today?
Cool. So I'm playing as Food Network star Guy Fieri of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. He has a tie to the mythical realm of Flavortown. Of which he can open portals, summon flavor demons. He has a unique tie to this place. He is on a never-ending mission to find the best drive-ins, diners, and dives. It's a never-ending quest. He also has an iron gut, which he can eat almost anything and it won't harm him, and potentially... can have that in some offensive capabilities that might be revealed later. We'll see. And he's also, of course, an accomplished chef, but only with like really greasy like diner food. No
Absolutely.
Souffles or pâtés over here.
Yeah, I went on a cruise once that had the Guy Fieri burger joint on it.
Oh wow!
And yeah, I had a burger that was sandwiched between two patties made of bacon, and then the bun.
Wow.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I'm surprised.
Feed me, Seymour.
Nick Offerman is there. I'm really surprised that I survived that cruise.
Yeah, at A&M, where I went to college, there was the one that it was a burger with 2 grilled cheese sandwiches as the buns.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. I had it a lot.
All right, Kevin, the other host who you just heard talking, Dude, check this out. Who are you playing and what are you doing with them?
Okay, I would need someone awesome. Noah. Noah, could you please sing my theme music for me real quick?
Da, da,
It's me! It's John Cena, your boy. At it again. Thank you. That's all. That's what I needed. So I'll be playing John Cena, the man. Obviously, you can't see me. So that happens with all of the things. I can turn invisible. I can move silently. I can, throw down some surprise super moves. It'll be great. Also, I'm really good at not selling, the no sell. So I can't be hurt if I choose to. Just hit me and walk it right off. Obviously, I'm a stand-up guy. John Cena, he's a stand-up dude. I'm down to earth, care about the kids, done a lot of Make-A-Wish foundations. And obviously, I got my championship belt. I am unpinnable. I am always up for the challenge, and I'm number one.
Number one,
John Cena.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Kevin. And Mike, who are you playing today? And why do we have a not safe for work tag on this podcast?
Well, how do I follow up what just happened? Other than to say, hello, I'm playing Ozzy Osbourne this evening. And I will apologize before every superpower that gets used during this game because it will be obnoxious and it is not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
Not
this is
safe
going to be
for
our
work.
first podcast with the explicit tag just because I don't know what you're doing.
I gave you a sample earlier, and all you could do is
Yeah.
tell me, don't do it.
Does
Please
that
don't do
mean
it.
we can use naughty language? Because I was gonna
Some naughty language is acceptable.
minor
So-
naughty language.
Yeah.
Okay. Minor naughty language.
Typically we don't, but I think this is a special occasion.
This is a special occasion.
Right, that's what I wanted to ask. Right.
This is going to be tagged on iTunes and everything else. So tell
Well-
us about Ozzy a little bit, Mike.
Well, what's not to say about Ozzy? So I chose as his first ability what I called chemical sorcery. So the dude can do any type of, and don't do this, by the way, don't do drugs. The dude
Yeah,
can
Noah.
do just about any type of drug and has almost lived and survived on alcohol alone. And it's led to some of his more interesting character quirks. So you'll discover some of those character quirks as we go along. But his next power is shock value. We all know some of the crazy things that he has done, but there's a lot of you out there that don't know the crazy things that he's done. Not all of them. Researching this guy, wow. That's all I can say is it's not safe for work. Anyway, the next one is obviously his mumble speech. He's got a little bit of a problem as he talks, and it's going to be kind of confusing to people. But that's going to be one of his little quirks that's going to come up throughout the game. And then his defining characteristic. Obviously, everything's about Sharon. Sharon's done everything for me. So, that's how he stays connected to the world.
Awesome.
I forgot he was a little bit Scottish some of the time.
I think that's just
No, that's just Mike.
that's just
okay.
Mike. That's, just,
I mean, I'm into it. Don't get me wrong.
that's Kellenak coming out to play.
Sorry!
All right.
Breasted women.
Huge tracts of lawn.
So, just to cover some basic ground rules of the game, you guys all should have or have access to the kind of basic moves that everybody can do. The thing that's kind of different about this game from other Powered by the Apocalypse games is that there are no like special character moves. It's just the basic moves, and you get to kind of interpret those as we go and shape them based on your power sets that you've already picked. One thing that's going to happen throughout the game is you're going to get different types of statuses for a lot of different things. I gave everybody one of these tracking cards. I'll show it to the camera. This is what they're going to be looking at. On top right of that tracking card, you'll see 4 different types of symbols. The magnifying glass is for clues. If I tell you get clues and you're holding on to some to interpret later, you'll circle that and I'll write where you got that clue from and how many you got as well on a tracking card and hand it to you. The next symbol is juice. Juice is what you use to change the game. It's how you give out statuses that are not damaging, basically. Like if you create a smoke cloud, if you summon fire demons or food demons. Is that what it was?
Flavor demons.
Flavor demons. You use juice to do that. Now, you'll mark juice here if you have some left over to spend later. So like Mike, for example, with your magic pills. You might mark juice and say magic pills, this is what I made the roll for, and you maybe have 2 to 4 juice that you can spend to produce what it is you want later on. So like if we're in downtime and you're wanting to prepare some specifically, that's what kind of you would have that tag for.
Photo montage.
Yeah, during the photo montage, yes. The next one is it's a status. Status tag is what that tag is for. So that's like if you get dizzy, if something negative happens to you that you need to keep track of, I'll write it down on a card, circle the number, and I'll circle that tag for you so that you know what that means. And I cannot for the life of me remember what that last one is. So we're just going to pretend it doesn't exist for now. And when I need it and I need that rule and I remember it,
It's a little briefcase with a cross on it. It's health.
Yeah, I wish that's what it was, but that's not what it is.
It's cocaine.
It's something specific that I'm not remembering. And as we start the game, I'll try to look that up and I'll let you know when I know what it is. But basically, you'll be given these things when things change about the game or change about your characters that you need to keep track of. I'll make sure to give you those. So I have 48 of these cards that I printed, and if we run out of all 48, then we played a really fun game. All right?
We're in trouble, mate.
That means we rolled a lot of dice. So how the dice system works in this game is you're going to roll 2 6-sided dice and add a number to it. That number is going to be based on how many power tags on your character sheet apply to that particular roll. So each time you're preparing to take an action, whether it's to change the game or investigate or what's the one for defending, if you want to face danger, you're going to find the power tags that apply to that particular roll, and you're going to roll plus that number. And that number is your power. So if you have something like go toe-to-toe that tells you you get to inflict a status on somebody equal to your power, you're going to add the number that you basically added to the roll. That's your power for the roll. And you'll notice on your character sheets also that unlike most role-playing games, there is no health indicator. That's because you die or are incapacitated in some way when you receive a status of 6 in the negative. So that's going to be like dead or in a coma, or it's a debilitating status that really does like take you out of the game for at least a time, if not permanently.
Thank you, Brett, with 2 T's. The med kit is a status tracker.
Status tracker.
Hey, I think I know that, Brett.
I think we do know that, Brett. Hi, Brett.
Brett Smith. Hey, Brett. What's up?
Hi, Brett.
So yes, we do interact with our viewers.
I'm gonna start staring at this thing the whole time.
Don't
know who's
do it.
I'm gonna try not to, but here we go.
All right. So I think that's enough of the kind of basics of what we're doing mechanically on the table. If you guys have any questions as we go, please let me know. And without further ado, let's get into the mystery. You guys are a part of a thing called the Network. The Network is exactly that. It's a group of famous people who have devoted their lives to making the world a place that is less harmful. I don't want to say better.
Better for us.
But better for you, yeah.
There we go.
Possibly.
You've made an effort, a concentrated effort to find evil when you can and stop it. And
Like
right
government?
now, well, I don't know about that. I guess
This
you are
is
Nick
not the
Offerman.
podcast for that.
He's Nick. He's Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
He's got a.
I appreciate you being in character.
He works for the government and also doesn't trust the government.
That's irony there.
Yes.
Hey, but if it means nothing gets done, then I'll work as hard as I can.
So for those of you watching, everybody here, avert your eyes. I'm going to show something to the camera that you cannot see. This is something called the iceberg. This tells me where the characters are and what they might go into next based on the decisions that they make. And when they get to the bottom of the iceberg, they've then solved the mystery and we get to have like a closing scene. So I've got a full plan of what's going on tonight. We're going to finish it all in one go. You guys can look now.
Oh, so is the iceberg actually from the game, or is
Yes.
that just something really?
Yes,
That's interesting.
It's another. I'm telling you guys, and this is the last thing that I'll say before we get into the actual play. Every time I play a Powered by the Apocalypse game, I find a new mechanic that I fall in love with and use in every game.
I kept trying to tell you.
I really do.
So wait, what were the ones before this? Before
So
the iceberg one?
I've played Monster of the Week. I've
Yep,
played
played that one.
Dungeon World. I've looked at Apocalypse World, the classic.
Right.
I haven't played that one yet. I've listened to people play The Warren and Tremulous, and I love Powered by the Apocalypse. It's such a good, fun system that lets the GM never roll dice, so all of the bad rolls are you guys' fault.
That's fair.
As they should be.
Exactly.
You should
So,
rely on us.
and I also really enjoy that Powered by the Apocalypse generally like awards experience based on failure.
Yeah.
You learn from mistakes as you go, and in this particular game, you learn from your weaknesses. Your weaknesses draw attention to your power and awaken new things, and so we'll hopefully get to some of those during the game. So, without further ado, you guys have been called in by the network. Where are you? Where are you when the network calls? Rick, or Nick, should I say?
I'm in my shop making furniture. What else would I be doing?
Okay. So the network contacts you primarily through a series of drones, which is something that you don't probably like very much, being who you are.
Okay, and I hope they sent more than one because I probably shot the first one out of the sky.
They know you pretty well. I'm making a chair.
Leave me alone.
Drone flies through. Boom.
Not today, sir.
So eventually one of these drones gets through to you and kind of drops a USB on the table in front of you and then flies away.
Can't they just use a note?
Well,
What am I
answer that
supposed to
question.
do with this?
Your shop is silent minus the buzzsaws.
Okay. So I take this and I say, when will they... Good old paper is good enough. The U.S. mail doesn't work because it's another government institution, but all right. I do have one of these silly contraptions just for this. And I will go plug it into a computer.
How old is your computer?
It's an Apple II, right?
It's a trash 80.
Do
There's
those-
no place, so I have to have something to convert it to a floppy disk.
do you really- that's
Yeah,
so-
you have to downgrade the information a few floppy disks and put them one at a time.
converts
He's
the
got
USB
he's
to
got
a
16
floppy disk.
connector. He's got 16 connectors that go from USB down to serial port.
All to say, report to Avenue B at 3 o'clock. Really?
Actually, so do you do that? That's so funny. You convert it to floppy disk and then you put it in your old 80s PC.
Absolutely.
That's still running. I mean,
Well, and my dot matrix printer will print it out because I don't have a monitor.
oh wow, okay. So we suffer through about probably 13 minutes of
That green and white
Yep.
paper.
yep. And you got to like peel the side, like the holes
Absolutely.
off the side of it.
That's
And,
strangely therapeutic.
yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit of nostalgia going on here.
And then I'll send him a reply on my teletype.
The message for you is actually detailing several events that have been going on in the city surrounding an individual that you've met maybe once or twice. It's a man by the name of Terry Crews. He works for the network. Last you checked. Now you haven't been on mission with the network for quite some time, but it's your turn. It's almost like jury duty. Like they're obviously in Spotlight City, there are a lot of famous people, and so it's just kind of when you get the summons, you have to go.
Well, I do my duty when I'm called.
So what you see on this page are kind of a few key spaces that you might be able to check out to get some hints, get some clues, and maybe meet up with a couple of other individuals. There is, of course, Terry's home here
Likely.
in. Yeah, it's a pretty good place to start. There are also reports of wild men kind of running throughout town, looting spaces, in spite of there being no riots going on at all. There is also a report of a group of women who are actively kind of kidnapping people just repeatedly.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it might be right up your alley. There's
I think
also something strange going on at the House of Pies. And there is a crater, an atomic crater, in Los Angeles. Several buildings have been leveled, and that was actually the last place that Terry was seen.
Did it get City Hall?
No.
No. Dang. They need to aim better. I think it's time for breakfast. I will sit down and consume a nice big breakfast. I've only had one today, so
All right.
House of Pies is a breakfast place, man. Just so you know.
absolutely. You know what? This man is on it. I will head to the House of Pies.
Well, he's not with you,
No,
technically.
I know he's not.
That's
But I
just
heard
Kevin.
I heard a voice in the back of my head
Is that John?
saying yes, yes. John, are you there? And I'll have breakfast.
Can't see me.
I'll have a small breakfast before I go to House of Pies.
Okay.
And
That's
I'll-
a small breakfast of like 6 eggs.
Pre-breakfast.
Yeah.
Half a rasher
The
of
Hobbit
bacon.
breakfast style.
That's right.
You know, some waffles, and then I'll head to the House of Pies.
So how do you get to the House of Pies? What kind of vehicle do you have?
I have a 1959 Cadillac.
Okay. Awesome. So, you roll up to the House of Pies in your classic, and you park, and of course you're the object of everyone's attention. Not only are you, of course, famous, you are Nick Offerman, after all, pulling up to House of Pies. It's almost like one of those Jerry Seinfeld shows, the comedians in cars. You pull up to the House of Pies, and you hear just the sound of uproarious clanking plates. And you look through the window, and you see this frosted-tipped individual who you've worked with on probably one other case. And you think to yourself, why do they keep putting me with this guy?
Because he makes such wonderful food.
And so that's
actually,
kind of a conflict
I
in
wanna
your own mind.
And I need to redact that. I'd be in a truck.
Okay, yeah.
I'd be in an 80 Chevy truck.
I think both work for him. The classic works for a city car.
Yeah, that's possible. You still
Either
gotta
one
have
is
a truck.
fine.
You can't haul chairs in a car. Or
That's true.
Lumber. Anyway,
All right, so Guy, you're inside of House of Pies,
Absolutely.
consuming as much as you can, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
This is probably one of your favorite diners.
They have very good pancakes, and after the pancakes, you can get a nice key lime pie.
That's
It's
right.
amazing. House of Pies.
key lime pie is not a real
Highly
pie.
recommended by Guy Fieri. What? How dare you?
All right, so you also received this message, and you heard he's been at House of Pies. Well, of course. Why would I not go there?
Absolutely, the first place I need to go.
Yes, so you're already here, kind of digging for information wherever you can find it. So I think if you wanted to go ahead and say you've been investigating for a little bit, let's see that. What do you do to investigate? Obviously, you're eating a lot of food right now, but what did you do to begin your investigation here?
Well, I also ask if I can step back into the kitchen.
Okay.
If they can show me, what is the secret to these pancakes? But while I'm back there, I'm also kind of keeping an eye out for
Trying to see what you might be able to see.
Going on. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's roll an investigation.
First roll.
Here we go.
Don't screw it up.
So you're rolling 2d6. What power tags are you going to try to apply to this?
I am going to use, let's say my expert tracker power tag.
Okay.
I know the lay of the land of this diner kind of setup.
You know what would look out of place.
Right. Yes. Do I need to use any other power tags?
The more you use,
The more you use, the better your roll is.
roll will be.
Gotcha.
This
okay.
is all your pluses to whatever you roll.
I'll use that, and also my greasy spoon power tag.
Okay.
Kind of knowing the equipment, around here, and kind of what would be out of place in this kitchen. So that's 2 power tags.
Okay, so I'm actually going to invoke your endless search
Endless search. Okay.
weakness. So it'll be +1 total, and you can go ahead and mark attention on that theme, which is kind of up near where the mystery and identity section is.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So each time, either I or you can also invoke weakness tags. Each time we invoke a weakness tag on you, you mark attention in that theme, and once you get up to 3 attention, you get to add another power tag or another improvement to the theme.
Nice.
And we'll kind of go over that when we get there in a little bit more detail. So go ahead and roll that investigate at +1.
That is a 9.
9 total.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I think on a 7 to 9, you get to choose one, or you get one clue that you find, but also you're either exposed to danger. The clues you get are incomplete or fuzzy, or whoever or whatever you're asking the questions to ask you a question as well.
Let's go with The second one. The clue I get is a little fuzzy.
fuzzy?
We
Okay,
don't
so-
want to reveal too much. It's the first.
Okay, so
thing,
you're kind of
lead up to
looking around, trying to find anything that might be slightly out of place, and I think what you notice is the on each table that's kind of on the wall, the left leg that's closest to the aisle is missing on each table.
On each table.
Yes.
That would concern me.
It's not
They
structurally
are
stable.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Stable.
not structurally stable.
This isn't up to code.
But he doesn't care about code.
No.
I literally watched a whole episode of Parks and Rec about that the other day.
Oh gosh.
I am going. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you
No,
finish.
you feel free. You've kind of watched him chow down now
Okay.
for a little bit.
Um,
This was before you showed up.
Once I finish, about 5 pounds of bacon, and I'm starting to feel my true self, I would notice the table legs,
Okay.
and I'm going to fix them. I just can't. This is ridiculous. How can an establishment that serves breakfast of any type not be fully functional? So I'm going to start repairing the table legs, and I'm going to grab. I'm going to basically take some of the wood out of the wall to without weakening the structure at all, in order to fabricate table legs for all these tables.
Okay,
That's
sounds
just extra
good.
wall wood.
Uh-huh.
Right, let's just get it
It's
out of the
excess
wall.
code.
Yeah.
All right. So what power tags are you going to use to do
That would be gadgeteering, low-tech crafting. I'll get my toolbox out of my
Yeah, you get the right tools, of
tools,
course.
and simpler is better. So all three, because I'm strictly making a piece of wood, which I do.
Okay. Now you don't have to make all of the power tags from just that one thing. If there are any other power tags on your sheet that would apply, they certainly can do that as well.
Well, I've already eaten breakfast.
Twice.
Yeah, twice, but I've had a really good one here.
So I think
And,
if you have a power tag that's like about eating,
Better alone. I'm going to be fixing this by myself, and meat. Yeah, no, I don't think I need that. I don't think we need a meat tornado just yet. So
lead up to that.
iron stomach. But I don't think that'll apply. No, so just 4.
but I do think you only trust what you build, and so these tables and the walls and all of the materials that you're using. I mean, you didn't trust it in the first place, obviously. So we're gonna do that one. So it'll be +3 to your roll, and go ahead and mark attention on that theme.
Ooh, 6
A 6
Yes.
is a
with
failure.
+3. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yikes.
A 6 is a failure, and I believe that's going to let me make a move.
Yikes.
So you were trying to
How do I
essentially-
fail at crafting a table leg?
With lots of table legs. You were doing all of the table legs.
You were trying to craft all these, and you were also doing it
by tearing the walls
by
apart.
tearing the walls apart. So you rolled a 3 on the dice?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. So for changing the game, you failed for sure. And we're going to say that... what do I do about you fixing table legs?
No food better hit the ground, unless it's
no.
broccoli or something like that. But they don't serve that at House of Pies.
Yeah, so I think you were... I think you were doing enough work that you started to feel hungry again, and I think before you move on, you are going to require a lot more food, specifically meat.
Is that another weakness? Is that my
It's
drawn
not-
to
it's not-
breakfast?
It's not procking to
Okay.
an ability, so you don't get to mark attention on it. But it's more procking as a flaw. So I think at this point, John, you have also, of course, received a message.
Of course I have.
You
My John Cena voice. I watched a lot of John Cena today, and this is about the best I can do.
Yes.
okay? So how do you receive the message? Of course, the drone comes in, drops the USB off. How do you look
Right.
at
Well,
it?
I am obviously at work, because this is not... What time is this?
This is morning.
All right, then I'm in the gym. Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm in the gym. It comes into the gym, drops it off. I finish my sets, get that
Okay.
out of the way, take a quick shower, get some phone calls done, and then I plug it in, ready for the day, probably around like 10 or so. Receive the message, and where were the locations again?
So there's an atomic crater, Terry Crews's home, the House of Pies, and then there are two roving kind of not enemies but roving groups of people. There's a roving group of hooligans that are kind of raiding.
I think we're gonna go handle
spaces.
these hooligans.
Okay.
They're not gonna see what's coming, if you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. Okay. I love it.
So I'm gonna go get in my all black, like WWE nice sedan, and start going to figure out where this place is.
And of course, you would know also that you're looking for Terry Crews.
Right.
You've basically got some information in this dossier that's detailing how he's been doing a lot of work lately for the network, and something happened on his last mission that may have tipped him over the edge, and they think that these events are in connection with that.
Right. Okay. So I need to get some answers out of these hooligans.
Okay, so you're gonna bolt out of your home.
I do have a home gym.
Okay.
All right. Every good man, if you're really taking your body seriously, you have your home gym. And so I've now showered.
Mine's been replaced by this podcasting
Oh,
studio.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm dressed in my John Cena hat, wristbands, color-coded shirt, and jean shorts that I am wearing, but I can't show you because I would have to stand up. So
Thank you for that.
you're welcome. Maybe when we're like taking a break, I'll show them off.
No, you won't.
Fair enough.
We do have a disclaimer on the podcast.
What? I can't show my. I've been working out. I did some squats yesterday. Never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna
Was
head
those like
out.
those like transparent sticks down there? Yeah, we're gonna hold off on putting those in some bright light.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not ashamed.
Shins are too hot for prime time.
Yeah, ankles, whew, a little much. So yeah, I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna start looking for these hooligans.
I love it. Okay, so you head out and begin looking for these hooligans who I've titled as the Wild Bros. So that's going to be very fun when you find them.
These wild bros, they're not gonna see what's coming.
Ozzy. I imagine that you get this USB dropped off. You're probably poolside. It's early morning, so you've already had a few drinks. And you probably like receive this USB and you like stir your drink with it for a little bit. Until your wife Sharon comes out and kind of berates you for a second and puts it into your laptop that was sitting on your lap. You were watching old videos of yourself on YouTube, clean videos. All right. You might have been watching. No, you were watching The Dirt on Netflix, just repeatedly watching the part with you in it.
Mm-hmm.
And which happens to be everybody the part where Ozzy drinks his own pee off the sidewalk.
It happens once or twice.
Gross.
And
Happens to the best of us.
And so, Ozzy, you receive all the same information everybody else already has. Finally, for you, it's probably about 10:30, 11. So John's just left his house after reading the information himself. And how do you respond to this new summons from the network?
Well, it's a good thing that I don't want to be on the Osborne show right now, so I got something to do and somewhere just to go. I think I'm gonna go check out the atomic crater.
Okay. I think Ozzy just said he's going to go to the atomic crater.
You are correct, sir.
We might need subtitles.
In real life, I need.
Yeah. I'll write them out for you guys. Just hold them up, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be part of the fun of the game. Is you guys have to figure out what the heck I'm saying.
There we go.
All right, so Ozzy heads to the atomic crater. John Cena is going to find the hooligans, and Guy Fieri and Nick Offerman are in the House of Pies. So let's go back to you two in the House of Pies. Guy, I don't know if that's all that you'll find here, but that's all that you've found so far.
Okay.
You know by now, I'm sure, that Nick has also been hired for this job, has also been summoned out. Because you guys have worked together before, you don't need to introduce of course, but
I love this guy.
Yeah, what are you making today for us?
We got a nice dynamite patty melt here.
Oh, that
Got some
sounds
fresco
great.
sauce.
What? You can hold the fresco sauce.
Oh man, it's the bomb.com tasty.
I don't know what that is, but just give it to me straight.
Give him a patty melt. Give him a compliment of patty melt.
Yeah, can you put a hamburger in between that patty melt there?
actually he can. That's not out of Guy Fieri's
That's not.
menu.
No, absolutely not.
It's not outside.
That's
of his
why I
menu
like
option.
you so much.
Always room for improvisation.
They should make you the Minister of Food, head of the Food and Drug Administration. In fact, that would improve government tremendously.
All right. So the same leg off of like each table in the establishment is missing.
I think at this point maybe both legs.
Both legs. Both legs are
Whoa.
disappearing.
He failed quite a bit and got hungry, and it's kind of he got halfway through the job and then became starving. And so all of this wood is peeled off the wall and it's kind of piled over in a corner. Some of them look like makeshift table legs now, but most of them don't. And Nick got tired and went to sit down next to you to get some more food.
Well, I'm providing it.
All right.
Definitely.
Do you just like have a personal kitchen
No, he's got.
in House of Pies? You just like bring me the
Guy
burger.
He's Guy Fieri.
Just let
Walk
me
back
in.
there.
Just, you know,
He just reaches into
using my-
Flavortown.
My star power. Yeah. So I'm going to. Can I look at where the legs were missing? Can I kind of investigate
Yes, you
that
can.
area?
Absolutely.
Kind of look under the table. Look where the leg would be. Do I notice anything?
Yeah, you definitely
Strange
noticed that
about
they
it.
were forcibly ripped out of the floor, where normally they would be bolted down. Because it's kind of like it's some of those tables that like it's a booth where the table juts out from the wall, so it's like screwed into the wall, and then the legs are screwed into the floor.
Right.
And so the legs have been just kind of ripped straight off, but it was like almost obsessively the left legs only.
Strange. Well.
This makes no sense.
um.
What really doesn't make any sense is that I wasn't able to fix it.
Just incomprehensible.
I mean, they're metal legs.
Yeah.
That's okay. So I was using wood.
I guess can I like walk up to the staff and ask like so I heard there was something strange going on around here. Do you know anything about that?
And they're kind of in the middle of closing down the diner because the walls have been ripped to pieces.
No, I would not have damaged the
and
walls
all
to
the-
that much.
and
Well, I
all
guess I
the-
rolled a 3.
You did. Also, you were replacing legs from every table in the restaurant. And every good woodworker gets all their supplies ready before they start the job. So they're closing down the place, and also all of the food is gone between the two of you.
Time to take a trip to Flavortown.
So she's kind of closing up, but she's chewing a big wad of gum, and says, "I mean, yeah, Terry Crews, yeah, he stopped in. It's been a while since we've seen him, but he was happy to be here. Only he did take our table legs."
Terry Crews took your table legs.
Yeah, Terry took them. He just said, "I need these," and then he walked out.
Okay. Huh. Well, thanks for the information. Now, but since the food's gone, I don't really see much reason else to be here.
Oh,
Well,
You have a fine establishment, though. High ratings. I'll put it on the show. But with that, I'm gonna kind of motion for Nick and say maybe we should see what Terry's got going on, and maybe we should go to Terry Cruz's house.
that's a good idea, but I kind of feel bad leaving this poor woman without any. There's people starving out there for breakfast, so I'm definitely gonna have to come back later and make amends.
I mean, you guys definitely pay them.
Well,
Yeah.
but I need to fix these
You got
tables.
that star credit.
Oh, I see. That's right. Cha-ching. All right. Well, let's go. Let's go find this Terry he's damaging diners. Do you realize that?
Yes,
Do you realize
crime.
how that could damage the foundation?
Not only on this plane, but the flavor plane.
Flavor plane. So like the bat jet.
No, the flavor plane of existence.
Yeah, no, I know.
The flavor realm.
I'm with you there.
Flavor realm. I like that. The flavor realm.
So wait, so there are multiple like different cities in the flavor realm, and Flavor Town is just one of the cities within the flavor realm?
It's got to be.
Okay.
It can't be the only one.
Oh, it has to be.
All right, cool. So you guys are going to head over to Terry's house.
I'm going to Staketon.
Ozzy, you show up at this this crater, and how are you dressed? Ozzy Osbourne, what are you wearing?
So, Ozzy is at great how could I put this, displeasure to himself, is normally running around naked, but
Tidy whities or
no, he's usually stark naked.
Oh, okay.
I would say that because Sharon is the one that kind of pushed him out the door, he has just like this black suit jacket over just a black t-shirt and some jeans and boots on.
Okay.
And he's obviously got his trademark little purple round, sunglasses.
Perfect. So you find yourself standing on the edge of a large crater, still smoking, and you can even see some kind of green and red flame dotting different spots of this rubble heap.
Okay. I'm going to take a look around and see if there's anything that I can see maybe in the center of it, or if there's like debris sitting around to the sides.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation roll.
Yeah. Roll some dice. Roll some dice.
Let's see. So...
Yes, you're built for investigation.
I'm going to pop some pills
I
real
would
quick.
like to... No, actually, I would like to use my... I'll tell you what. I'd like to use my small animal transformation so I can get a bird's eye view of this.
Okay, do you want to do that kind of transformation prior to doing this investigation?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So what power tags will go along with the transformation?
Well, the power tag is the animal transformation.
Is there anything else that would help you in this, though?
Let me see here. I am looking here. Not that I have, no.
Okay. So it's just going to be +1 then. Let's see, Ozzy, where are you? Yeah. No, that's good. I'm into it.
All right. I have a 7. Or 8, actually.
You got an 8 total. Okay. So that's going to give you enough juice to do it for just a quick, few seconds.
All right.
So basically what that'll do is it'll let you use that power tag for the check to investigate.
Okay, that's fine. Then I would like to use that, as well as... Yeah. No, that'd work. That's the best one to go with.
Okay, so just +1 to the investigation.
4. I don't see nothing.
No, you definitely don't. In fact, you transform into a bird, you said?
Yes, the first animal would be a dove.
Okay, so you transform into a dove, and you just kind of are fluttering around this atomic crater, and
Hunting
I think
season.
I'm going to have you face danger. There's a rock coming toward you at a very high velocity.
A rock like a giant eagle?
No.
The size, okay,
No, not a ROC, R-O-C-K.
It's falling from the sky?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just like
No,
a
it's-
chucking rock.
Yeah, somebody has thrown or in some other way caused this rock to fly towards
Slingshot.
you at a high velocity. Probably slingshot.
Okay, then I would like to attempt to dodge this in some fashion or form.
Absolutely. You're going to face danger, but how are you going to do it?
Well, I have a power tag called Shocking Defense, so it really shouldn't shock me that somebody's throwing a stone at a bird. And is this a normal person that's throwing stuff at me?
I would say no. It's one of the hooligans. It's one of the wild
Normal
bros.
person, I would mean, one of the masses.
I mean, yeah.
Not a non-famous.
Non-famous, yes.
Okay, then that's what I would call. That's what I used for my normal people tag.
Okay.
So I believe that would be a +2 there.
It is, and I don't see any weaknesses I can activate for you, so
Yo.
roll it up, +2.
That would be a 10.
It's him.
All right. On a 10
Wow.
plus, you fend off the effect and take no status at all.
All right, good.
Great. So you see the rock coming, and you kind of suck yourself out of the transformation and land on the ground in time to see one of these wild bros with a slingshot flinging at you. And John, I think you are at this point kind of, if the crater is here and like say this wild bro is on the north side, you're kind of between north and east. You see him shoot this rock at a bird, and you see the bird turn into Ozzy Osbourne.
Of course, it's him.
I don't know if you've worked with him
Have
before,
I not
but
worked with Ozzy?
you certainly
I know
who
who
he
he
is.
is.
Yeah, I mean, you're all famous, so you all
Right.
kind of have a general
I've seen him
knowledge
at
of
the
each other.
network meetings.
Exactly.
What the hell just happened?
Right. All right. I am going to then veer the car in that direction, and when I get close, I'm going to just step out of the moving car.
Just leave the car going.
Yep.
Okay.
We have the anything I want from the network, so I don't need this car.
Well, okay, so hang on. Let me describe how the network tags work.
I just assumed it said anything I wanted, so buy a new car.
So in this game, you can do something called burning tags. When you burn a tag, it basically counts as you rolled a 7 with a power of 3. Now, statuses can still take that down below a 10, but generally, if you have no negative statuses affecting you, it's at a 10. So, yay you, it's a 10. And weaknesses aren't applied to burned power tags. Now, when you burn a power tag, you can't use it until you recover it in some way, usually during a photo montage, which is like a downtime move. The only way to use crew tags is to burn them.
Wow.
So, I think that's your car.
Fair. Then I probably won't just let my car drive away.
I don't know.
Into the crater.
I thought it was a pretty cool.
I'll probably, what I'll do is I'll put it into neutral, so it begins to slow down,
Okay.
Before it
and
crashes
then
into the
pull,
diner.
and then as I'm stepping out, I'll pull the e-brake, so it stops.
You like drift.
Yeah, I do
and you drift, walk out of the car, and it does a donut as it
as it
donuts
stops.
to a stop.
Correct.
Okay.
And just make
I
sure I
like
do
it.
it where it's not going to fall into the crater. Hopefully.
I like it. So, are you trying to be intimidating as you do that?
I think I'm taking a risk. That's where it says something dare risk your outright stupid feat, right?
Let's do it,
I'm
okay.
going, and I want it to be intimidating. So as I do it, I'm just going to start walking at this hooligan, all puffed out.
So if you want it to be intimidating, like you want to impose the intimidating status on this hooligan, it would be change the game instead of take a risk.
Okay, then can I, with take a risk, can I block his exit from wherever? Like, make sure that he has to, like, I
He
can put
has
it
to-
behind him. I can
Yes.
spin my car behind him.
yes,
So it's okay,
absolutely.
cool. And then as I do, obviously, as John Cena would, he would immediately, when he goes into battle mode, he gives the salute, and then he takes off his shirt, right? And
Yep.
so I happen to... You can't see it very well, but this is what I imagine John Cena would look
Some
like.
nipples.
Right? All right, very good. Okay.
After hours.
It's after hours, right? I asked Percy. So,
He did ask, and I said yes, please. wear that
shirtless,
shirt.
shirtless. He doesn't wear a hat. No hat. Wristbands on. Jean shorts. Ready to go. I'm gonna walk in
Absolutely.
this guy.
So go ahead and roll me. So what power tags are applying here?
It's going to be. I have not a lot that can help this.
Not a lot. What power tag is that?
Almost none.
Wait, this is your specialty right here.
No, it's not.
Oh.
I'm a wrestler. I'm not in Fast and Furious movies. That's The Rock. Should have picked The Rock. Yeah. I don't really have anything that can help
It's a
me
straight
with this.
roll.
Yeah, it's a
All
straight
right.
roll. I trust
Perfect.
myself. Here we
Okay.
go.
I believe in John Cena.
I rolled a
So
7.
there's nothing about your character that's like imposing. Like
I have
maybe I'm huge.
but that's
Oh, that's you're right. That's a weakness. You're right.
I have I have a surprise super move from You Can't See Me,
Okay.
but I don't know if that really ties in. I don't know if this is a super move. I don't think it's
I don't
that.
know. Maybe not.
I have some impervious muscles. I can stand and take it. But those are about my bastion in the no-cell. I really don't have anything that's just like, hey, I'm an imposing guy.
Okay.
I have more like physical feat stuff.
Okay.
I also
Alright.
rolled a 7.
You did. You rolled a 7. So you get 2 juice to spend. I think you've got the sheet over there that'll tell you kind of how you can do that. Basically, you can create a status effect. Generally, 1 point per juice gives a status of that. So you can give like a status of 2, like intimidated 2.
Right. Well, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure this guy is scared and like is gonna talk to me. Right. Is gonna tell me what I want to know.
Okay, cool. Let me write that down real quick. All right. So yeah, you park the car kind of. It's not right behind him. It doesn't work exactly how you wanted it to, but it's fairly close. It's in the way. It makes him think twice about just moving.
Right. And as I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna say, "Hey, I need you to stop right there." And I'll just walk at this man.
Whoa! I'm just shooting at birds. What are you?
I need to
Are
talk
you
to you.
Freaking John Cena?
You're damn right I am.
Absolutely, you can talk to me any day. Absolutely. How can I help you? Do you want to come with? I got some buddies. We're about to grab some TVs. You want to come with us?
Sir, I don't need TVs. I'm on TV. Okay? So what I need from you is I need you to sit down and tell me and answer some questions. Can you do that?
It kind of depends on the questions. I'm not a very smart cat, but I'll do what I can for you, Mr. Cena.
Right.
So roll me an investigation check.
I would love to.
And what power tags are you going to try to apply to that?
I'm going to apply. I haven't been doing it this way because see this guy I thought was going to be more aggressive, and turns out he's a pretty chill dude.
Yeah, I mean they're called the Wild Bros, and you are John Cena.
Right. Okay. So as I
He's
realize
super
this,
into you.
I'm gonna like lessen my demeanor
Okay.
and a little more approachable. Right.
Okay.
And I'm going to use. I'm a stand-up dude, John
Okay.
Cena.
I'm a stand-up guy. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna use an earnest, down-to-earth guy.
Okay.
That's from my logos, and that's about it.
So just one.
Well, I also have from my championship belt, I can sense worthy challengers. I don't know if that really counts towards this investigation.
Sure. Yeah.
To see if this like kind of what level
Yeah.
this guy's at.
Yeah. I'm going to take sense-worthy challengers to not just be like.
This guy's buff.
Yeah, it's not like Sting in Lord of the Rings that only glows when orcs are around. It like gives you a sense of how worthy people are,
Right. So I want to also use that to get a feel for
whether or not he's telling the truth. and
yeah,
stuff.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm into it.
All right.
So +2.
That would be a 9.
Ooh.
A 9 gives you 1 clue, so you can ask this gentleman a question,
All right. I want to say
and I'll answer it as truthfully as he can.
right. How much do you know about what Terry Crews has been up to?
Terry Crews is the freaking greatest, man. He gave us these slingshots that almost never miss. I don't know how I missed that guy in the black suit.
You mean the Birdman?
Yeah, Birdman, that guy.
Right. So
Well, what the bloody hell were you doing?
You were a bird, dude.
Yeah, he's just looking around, man. I was busy trying to put a rock in my ass.
Yeah, you were a bird.
I heard rock in my ass.
He did say that.
It's always time for rocking.
right. Well, and do you know why Terry Crews gave that to you?
He said, use this. It's going to help you.
Help you what?
He said, I would know. I don't know. But I trust the guy with
But
my
right, he put a
life.
rock in my ass.
I don't know if that's necessarily what he wanted for you, but I know for me, he told me to just shoot stuff with rocks. And I decided, animals, right? Nobody could get mad. But I believe anything that Terry said.
Right.
And he told me this was going to help me, and I feel good. So
Listen, mate, I got something that'll help you feel good.
what's that?
Just take one of these, and it'll help your mind clear.
Okay, hold on.
Is that a...
No, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so what? Can I see that slingshot, please?
What color is it?
The slingshot?
Yeah.
The one I'm looking at.
Yes.
It's tan.
Then you can see it.
Right. May I hold it, please? I'm trying to be. You know what, good sir?
I'll trade you one of these for that.
What does it do?
It makes you see things really clear.
I don't have any like vision problems, bro.
No, there's no vision. It'll help you see what Terry's doing.
It'll help me see Terry again.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Here you go. So roll me a check to see what kind of status this imposes on this gentleman.
So this is a convince, right?
It's definitely convince, I think.
All right. I am going to use magic pills,
Okay.
liquid courage.
So I think
You're giving this guy drugs.
I think he already willingly is trading you. I think do a change the game, and we're gonna give this boy a status based on what you roll.
Okay. Let me see. What else can I stick in here?
That's what she said.
Come on, we're live. Man.
I was waiting for it.
We're like, that is what you're concerned with? Of all the things that are going on, that's what
know.
you're concerned with?
All right.
That's the joke. Don't do drugs.
So he's totally up for this, but I'm going to consider this like an ultimate distraction because I'm kind of giving him this information while I'm doing it at the same time. So obviously it's magic pills and ultimate distraction.
Okay, so magic pills, ultimate distraction, and I'm gonna do the excessive mumbling weakness for you. So as you're explaining to this guy what it does, he does not
losing
understand
interest.
you.
He's gone.
And it's just going to rise and the boat show and just and it's just all kinds of lovely. Okay, that would be that was plus 2 or plus 1?
Plus one.
9.
9. Okay, and make sure you mark attention on the.
Do you realize I am
theme
the
with
only
excessive
one?
mumbling? Not that one. Yeah, the excessive mumbling one.
I'm the only one that failed to roll. And I had the most buffs to make that roll. And I was doing something that he does in his sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone has their off days.
That's right.
You only had 2
All right,
breakfasts.
so you got
Yes, I'm saying.
you got a 9.
You got a 9.
You got a 9. So you have a juice of 2. So I think let's create a story tag for this guy. What does it do to him?
What drug are you giving him? The question.
He has been roofied.
Gosh.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Is he going to Flavortown?
Oh, he'll see flavor.
So we're gonna say roofied 2. Hey guys, in the listening
Don't
realm,
do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't give people drugs unsolicited. And certainly don't use this drug. We're gonna have to say that a lot in this episode.
my
Go watch
gosh.
The Hangover.
Well, I was going to say I pull out a ball over Hypnol, but I mean,
So yeah, you got the slingshot. Good job. You guys show up. We're gonna flip back over to Guy Fieri and Nick Offerman. You guys show up at Terry's house, and it is a mess. The place has been ransacked. All of the pictures of his family have been shattered. All of the glass in the house, really, in general, mirrors, windows, pictures, cases that held trophies, whatever, glass on the TVs, everything. It's all been shattered.
This place has been ransacked.
Oh, that's what it looks like to me. Why would Terry ransack his own house?
I don't know. It seems maybe it's those bands of hooligans out there. The what do you call them? The
Wild Bros.
The Wild Bros.
Bros. Maybe so. So
you want to check
do
the
we?
fridge?
Yes. Maybe he's been eating vegetables. He's gone vegan. That'll do it to anybody.
Incite madness. I'll go check Terry's
What's wrong
fridge.
with these people?
It's basically empty.
That's the problem. That would drive me crazy too.
So, do you guys want to investigate the house a little
Yes.
bit? Okay. What kind of power tags do you guys want to apply to your investigations, and how are you doing them?
So there's nobody there.
Well, you don't know. You haven't investigated the house yet.
Oh, okay. I really don't have too much that I can. I'll check this side of the house, and you check the other side of the house, because I know what I'm doing over here.
I'll check the kitchen a little bit more because I'm an expert tracker, and I know my way around a kitchen.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
And you got to find out where all that food went.
that's right.
So I will do. I'll better alone, and I know better.
Okay.
Ooh, 7 + 2 is 9.
9. Okay, so you get one question. And Noah, what power tags are you using?
I'm using expert tracker and know my way around a kitchen.
Okay. Because you're just investigating the
Just
kitchen.
investigating the kitchen.
And what else needs to be investigated, really?
My goodness.
That is also a 9.
Also a 9. Okay, so you get Noah. You go ahead and ask me a question. Rick, I have what you're going to find already, so you don't get
Okay.
to ask. But I'm going to give you a clue.
Okay.
Okay. Besides the disarray,
Okay.
like everything's put like an inch to the left, to the right. Some things are destroyed, obviously. Does anything look like it's missing?
I mean, you don't know what he had in his house.
That's true.
So, I mean, there are a lot of things that you would have in a kitchen that aren't there. But I don't know that he had
Like
them.
food.
Yeah, like food. The food is missing.
Food is missing. Well, darn.
Does he have a freezer?
You could ask if anything is left, like what's untouched.
Oh, yeah. That's a
That'd
good
be a
point.
good question.
Yeah, what is left? What has been unransacked?
You notice one glass, one wine glass in the top shelf of one of the cabinets that has not been shattered. It's the only piece of glass in the house that's still in one piece.
I pick it up and inspect it. Does it have anything? Is it just like a regular old wine glass?
It's got the monogram of Terry Cruz's wife on it.
Interesting. Wonder what that could mean. Okay. I'm gonna go meet back up with.
All right, so so Nick, as you're searching through the rest of the house, you notice that in the bedroom area, you kind of are going through closets and stuff, and you notice quite a few clothes are missing, and you notice that there are spaces in the closet where there might usually be suitcases. Those are gone. And you also see in the trash in the bedroom an emailed receipt for tickets. Like, you know what? They wouldn't like ride a bus. That doesn't make any sense. You see
Helicopter?
crumpled up tickets to several shows in Vegas
I see.
that were never used.
That were never used.
Yes.
Now, are there clothes, and there are clothes in there? Can I tell whether, did he live here with somebody, with his wife?
Yes.
Or, okay, and all the clothes, most of the clothes are missing
Yeah. Enough clothes are missing for a trip.
for a trip. Okay. And only glass is broken.
Only glass is broken.
God, why would he break the glass? What's up with that? That makes no sense. And no food, so I guess if they were taking a trip, they would have stocked up before they left.
That's true.
But it looks like they had tickets to shows in Vegas, but they're wadded up. Could he have been planning a trip and it didn't go, and so he got mad? But then why break the glass?
Like just the glass. What about the table legs?
I don't know.
The table legs still.
Yeah, did he get the table legs to come home to use those to break the glass?
Ah.
Of course, he's Terry Crews.
He
Probably
just-
could have
yeah.
just yelled at the glass. And it'd break. I don't know, and we didn't find anybody in our search. In the
No,
house.
you did not find anybody.
Perhaps we need to find some of these wild bros.
I think that's a good plan.
They might
That's a
have
dynamite plan.
been here. But should we get a bite to eat on the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You guys drive through somewhere.
Yeah.
Drive in, sorry.
Yes, drive in. Yes.
Awesome. So you guys go and find some food, and you make your way through the city, kind of following some clues as you go to try to find some of these wild bros. And you do stumble upon John Cena and Ozzy Osbourne as they're interrogating one of these bros.
Well,
Right.
not anymore.
Oh, that's true.
He's asleep now, I guess.
No, you're awake when that happens. It just
You just don't remember
recall what's going on.
what
Right.
happened.
This time I'm going to take precautions. I'm going to have them cook me up an extra few slabs of bacon that I'm going to carry in a little,
Yeah, safe for
little
later.
bag.
Ziploc bag. My safety bacon.
Absolutely, and some sausage too. And how about some breakfast steak?
All right, sounds good. All right, so you guys pull up, and you weren't like notified who all would be working the case with you, but you assume because these guys are A, together, and B, interrogating a wild
Yeah, it's
bro,
Not every day you see John Cena and,
And-
Ozzy Osbourne in the same place at the same
and
time.
that they're at the atomic crater.
I see.
Right. Oh, hello.
Yes.
I see that you're here. Are you also working on the case?
Yeah, we are. The Terry Crews
Right,
situation.
yes. You got the drones and the flash
Man,
drive. and-
Terry Crews is the greatest.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up with this guy? He looks a little out of it.
He's
Oh, he's got a little of this in him.
Oh,
he's fine.
Not
He's
you.
going to I'm going to
That can't
When-
be FDA approved.
No,
Yeah,
it's
going
not
on
at all.
over
It's
Hill's going to be
pure recreational.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Fair enough. All right, can I
Heard
get
that one loud and clear.
Can I get a better look at this slingshot?
but can I get a better look
At the slingshot.
the slingshot?
At the slingshot. I want to.
You know, you can take that off and use it as a slingshot.
It's
you know?
blood. Slingshot just don't shoot a rock in my bum.
Right. You are also a bird. Did you guys know you can be a bird?
It's a party trick.
I have no idea about
Right.
this gentleman.
But
He can transform into a bird. That's pretty cool.
maybe one of you can. I was a bad. Too many drugs in the 70s. Can you take a look in the hole?
One of you guys
What's
want
that
to?
about a hole?
I don't think I want to
I've
get
been here
nowhere
with
near
him for
your
about
hole, sir.
45 minutes, and I think what he said is, "Can one of you investigate the hole,
We heard that, but what hole is
the
he
giant crater
The
behind
the
the
crater.
My eyes are better. No, you with the frosty thing. You go.
Can I look at this slingshot now?
Yes. It, for all intents and purposes, looks on the surface like a normal metal slingshot. You can investigate it, though,
I would like to.
if you want to figure out some other things
I want to
about
investigate it and test it out. Not shoot it at anybody, but just shoot it kind of at a specific point or something like that.
it. Okay, so what power tags will help you?
And when he shoots it, I'm gonna react. Oh,
Almost none. Again,
Would you like me to check
I'm
that
not.
out?
I'm not here to investigate. I'm here to be a wrestler and beat people up. But we haven't gotten to that part yet.
You are acting exactly like John Cena in most movies that I've seen him in.
Yeah, you know,
Doesn't really know what's going on, but when the action comes around,
I'll be ready.
He's ready.
I'll be ready. So yeah,
Unfortunately, that describes everybody at the table.
I'm just gonna go a straight roll.
Okay.
7.
If you don't want to do a straight roll, you can see our friend over here.
7 is gonna do it.
Yeah.
What do you have one question?
I want to see what makes this slingshot special.
I think I want you to be more specific than that.
Okay.
You can think on it for a second while, like, what kind of question you might want to ask about it.
Okay.
While I do some other investigations with these other guys. So, Guy, are you going down into the crater to investigate?
I will.
Excellent.
I will use my expert tracker power tag, and I think that's the only one that.
So I actually don't think tracking works in
Okay.
this case. There's not really any tracking to be done. You're more trying to figure out, I think, why. What happened here is kind of the question that is most important.
Can I maybe use my knowing my relationship with Alton Brown and science as a power tag?
You can call him.
Okay.
Call a friend, phone a friend.
I think you're something about your iron gut. Like you may be able to eat some of these like green flaming
And
rocks.
very tracking over.
It's a kind of it's not about tracking. It's investigating, and
Yes.
the way you investigate is by eating.
It's a good point.
Right?
That's the way 3-year-olds
So
investigate.
you're gonna pick up one of these fiery rocks and toss it in the old gullet.
Toss it in the gullet and use my discerning tongue to see if
Discerning
I can
tongue. Discerning tongue
anything about it.
absolutely works. For sure. Anything else that you want to try to?
Well, I think that's 2 power tags.
That is.
I guess I'll roll with that for now.
Here you go, mate. You can chase it with this.
I'm good for
Pull
now.
out a
Thank you, Mr.
bottle.
Osborne.
So I think let's. I don't really want to hit you with 2 weakness tags, but I really could very easily here from the same power.
Right.
I could hit you with both of your iron gut power or weakness tags, but I think I'm just going to do out of shape.
Okay.
So you're out of shape. You're trying to like meander down into a crater, and you like look back up at everybody, and you're like, "That's a long way up," and it makes you kind of even more tired. You know, like when you know that you're about to have to do another mile on a run. And
About
it just
halfway
gets more,
down,
yeah.
and just kind of slides.
I love it. So +1 to the roll.
Okay. That is a 10.
10.
Yeah, he did it.
Very
You
nice.
found a new flavor.
You did. You get
Put it on the
three questions, bud.
Wow.
Flaming rock is good.
I think that's right.
All right.
What's it like when it comes out? That's what we want to know.
The same as the rest of it, man. The same as the rest of it.
What?
Oh, you get clues equal to your power.
Equal to my power?
So
yeah, so
that's
your
2.
power was 2.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
you get 2.
All right. What? I guess what kind of radioactivity can I discern with my tongue?
It tastes.
What would that be on
like,
the pepper scale?
It
How many
tastes
Scovilles is it?
like.
Is it
It
spicy?
tastes like body wash.
Body wash.
Body wash.
Oh no.
It tastes specifically bear glove.
Bear
You can
glove?
discern the different flavors by now.
Oh, absolutely. I'm an expert.
You have a discerning tongue.
Yes. Okay.
And it's very funny to say that you can sense the different spices. Seeing as who we're investigating.
Oh my god.
You have another question.
How big is the impact zone? Like what
I don't think you
sort of
need to
event
spend one of your
created
clues.
this?
Okay, so
Okay.
what created it?
Yeah.
Beyond it being Terry Crews, this is a similar effect. You've seen it before of when an avatar is created.
Oh.
An avatar is created when the mythos takes over your body entirely.
So that's like one of the most powerful beings.
Yes,
in,
so
in
there's
this
nothing
world.
any longer tying them to human reality.
Oh no.
And the mythos, the supernatural part of Terry Crews has taken over fully.
Has anybody seen this?
So I'm gonna shout up to I'm coming back up, and I kind of slowly. Oh god.
I'll throw him some steak.
You grab a burger out of your satchel, and then you suddenly appear across the street at
I
Sonic.
saw it back in the late 70s.
I think that's
and it was
perfect.
right before they fired me from Black Sabbath, the bastards.
Right.
I think narratively we'll say that that's what
Yes.
happened. That's very fun. He eats a burger out of his satchel and then appears at Sonic across the street.
Starts walking through the
come
other
back.
way.
Yeah.
Here I am.
He's like, I'm coming.
Sneak up on you guys.
Right. For my question about the slingshot, I want to know what's powering it. What's giving it? What's providing the ability to make it special?
What makes it special?
So not just what makes it special, because you said that's a little too broad, but what is
Yeah.
powering the specialness about it?
I see. There is a static electricity feel to this thing when you touch it. And it almost when you hold it for long enough feels like it kind of pulses, and you can sense, and in fact you probably drop it when you sense this, that it's a little bit trying to get into your head. Like, you get a sense that, like, something is happening with it that's, like, messing with how you're thinking.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely drop it and then stomp on it.
And you break it.
Yes, I do.
When you break it, you see the first thing you see is a spark fly up, and the insides of it are mechanical.
Oh, fireworks!
The insides are mechanical, and then you see it start to bleed a little bit.
That's not right.
Guys, guy. How did you? You know what? Never mind. Look at you were okay. I broke the slingshot and now it's bleeding.
So, I mean,
It's not blood. Just stick my finger down in it and put it in my mouth.
It's blood.
Do you
It's got iron deficiency.
do you also eat lots of things?
Yes.
Don't we all?
Just not. All right. Very good.
John Cena's over there like, I'm the voice of reason here, and it is not a good look.
Have you guys been to anywhere else? Any other locations or things of that nature?
Well, we went to Terry Cruz's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the place was ransacked, but only stuff made out of glass was
Well, it's
destroyed.
interesting. This guy over here, he said Terry Crews gave him a slingshot.
He did say that Terry Crews gave him
And
a
then
slingshot.
now it's bleeding.
a bloody
Oh, is
hell.
the guy bleeding or the
No.
slingshot bleeding?
The slingshot.
Right. You get used to him.
Yeah, but you got a glass that wasn't broken.
I do. I have one.
Oh, you
one
got a glass? I got some alcohol. You want some?
No, thank you, Mr. Osborne. not right now.
Can I have it?
Sure, I'll give the glass to
Oh,
Mr.
that's not a
Osborne.
good idea.
Mr. Osborne.
That's our one clue.
He's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. And we have some crumpled up tickets that they didn't use that were for Vegas shows. So
Oh, and Terry
Are you
Crews
drinking out of the glass? Ozzy?
Absolutely.
You pour your alcohol into the glass, and before it can touch your mouth, you hear a scream in your ears. Don't you put me in your mouth!
Oh, fuck, he's going on.
Did you drop it? Just went like this.
And
Staring at the glass.
And you're the only one that could hear it.
Tell me,
he's used to that.
did you... Oh,
No. Ozzy, I didn't hear whatever you're hearing.
let me
take
try
one of-
this again.
I said, don't you put me near your mouth!
Oh, you gotta try this. You gotta drink it.
I don't. What is in that?
Vodka?
Vodka. That's only for old women that are trying to diet. Vodka. You need scotch.
Scotch.
Yeah.
You need scotch for me. Just put it around my pocket here. Scotch!
Is it scotch?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
Give it
No.
to Guy. Guy can probably
I don't
tell
think so. I have my own bottle. Thank you very much.
Well, it's scotch, I promise.
You sound scotch, but no, thank you. So we,
No, can't be help it. Had a
somehow
stroke
I
years
don't-
ago.
do you trust anything
I
he's
didn't
saying?
understand.
Yeah, I think it was something about a stroke. Here, give me the glass. All right, I'm going to I guess I'll take a sip of this.
How many of you I gotta tell, don't put me
He
in
heard
your
it.
mouth?
He heard it. He heard it.
Yeah, that was I think you. Did you hear? Did the glass talk, or Or you already give me drugs?
No drugs. No drugs. These would be good drugs, though.
Right.
No, that's bad.
Right. Here.
I
I'm gonna
hate the drugs.
Pour out the alcohol.
Okay.
But what the...
You're fine. I'm gonna
Do you
hand
start
it.
licking it off the ground?
Yes.
hand
I
it to
do.
Guy. I'm gonna hand you the glass,
Okay.
and then go. I want you to try to talk to that glass for me.
You taking some of these magic
Just
pills too?
try to,
or...
try to put it in your mouth or something. The glass, that is.
Okay, I'll raise it up to my face.
If one more of you tries to put me near your mouth, I swear you won't have eyeballs tomorrow.
Did it talk to you in like a sassy
Do
female voice?
they hear the voice?
Did talk to me.
No, they can't hear it.
No, but
he's talking.
when he stopped and started looking at the glass, that's right. So yeah, do you think that that's possibly Mrs. Cruz. I'm assuming those are her anagrammed, like, initials on the glass.
Yeah, they are.
Can you ask her? I don't think it works if I'm not holding the glass.
I asked this glass. Mrs. Cruz?
Are you really talking to a glass?
And don't knock it till you try it.
Nick, no, you really need to try and take a drink out of the glass.
I think that whatever you put in there.
There's a pretty little lady, and you might do wonders.
And you
Do
can
what?
Do wonders.
Yeah, no.
Wonders.
Wonders? Wonders.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Hey,
That one took me a
what
while,
did you
too.
think I said?
Undies.
Bloody hell, undies. No, these are undies. Just drop the
Nope.
pants.
And Guy, while this conversation is happening, she actually kind of walks almost like Harry Potter portrait style. You see kind of like a transparent woman walk around the glass and look at you, like hands on her hips, and she says, "That's Mrs. King Cruz, okay? Why do you guys
Wow.
keep trying to drink out of me?"
It's hard to tell, I guess, that you're in there. You just look like a wine glass. What happened? Why are you a wine glass?
Is this a full-sized, like, woman that walked around, or is this like a small
No, it's
woman
like
in
she's
the
like
glass?
in the glass.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like on the glass, like as a reflection. And she says, "Well, I think I'm trapped, but this was the only safe place I could go."
What happened to you?
Are you You're talking to the glass
I'm
right
talking
now,
to the
right?
wine glass.
All right, can you tell me what she says so we can also join in on the conversation?
Do we see?
Look, I have a plan. If we all get really close to the glass right here in the faces, we might be able to lick it.
To lick it?
Do you try that?
Yes, I do.
You roll face danger.
And his face is in danger?
Yes.
All right.
Do we see her
So
walking
I would like
around
to
the glass?
use.
You could probably roll a some kind of check.
So
I got nothing. Unless I think it might be
So-
time if we're dealing with a woman here.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
It might be time to break out the fedora.
Go to my truck. It's time to sack
So
me
I
up,
would like
baby.
to use my shocking defense,
Okay.
as well as I'm being a team player right now.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Any weaknesses that might stop you here? No, I don't think so. I think you're good.
That would be an 8.
An 8. Perfect. So you do take a smack to the face, but it's not going to be enough to impose a status. It's just kind of like a sharp, like as you're reaching out to lick this cup, you
Guy's
feel
holding.
like almost like a pin stick into your tongue to ward you off. But you do see the woman now.
Okay. What was that about? An accord can't do.
Right.
What is wrong with this guy?
I a lot of
Drugs.
years.
Drugs. Lots and
Showbiz
lots
will
of
do that
mind
to ya.
altering drugs.
I see. Yeah.
Years
Okay,
and
that makes
years.
sense.
But what happened? Why are you a glass? Why
Well-
was your house like that?
Normally I only see
going on
showering
here?
in my glasses, but no.
And she basically kind of goes into this explanation where Terry came home, like, took their trip money and took the tickets that they had bought for this Vegas trip. And he said, "I'm going to Vegas now. I can't wait anymore." Even though the trip was planned for like a couple of days from now. Threw the tickets into the trash can, grabbed a couple bags, shoved them full of clothes. And then he was trying to pull her along when she essentially did the stop holding back move. And she is a gospel singer, so she sang a note so loud that she shattered all the glass in the house and hid herself in the one remaining cup, her own monogrammed wine glass. Wow. And now she's just kind of stuck here as an effect of the stop holding back move.
But you don't know why Terry went to Vegas.
No, all I know is I did see him turn into a car. Never seen him do that before.
Turned into a car.
He turned into a car. It had his face on the hood ornament and everything.
Was he wearing a leotard made of
I'm pretty
looking
sure
like
he's
the
done that
flag?
before in commercials. But I didn't think he actually did that. I thought that was just special effects.
Honey, you gotta be kidding me. You're John Cena, and you don't know that the mythos ain't no special effect?
Well, I know there's plenty of things that are, but I didn't know that him turning into a car was one of them.
Well, so in this world, do we know what like an avatar is?
Yes.
Basically, okay. So I'm gonna explain to the guy like so. I inspected the crater, and from what Miss Cruz here, Miss King Cruz, is telling me, I think that Terry may have ascended and become an avatar.
That's what the crater is.
Yes.
I see.
You would also know that that's a problem. The mythos, while it gives you incredible abilities, is still an untapped resource, and nobody knows why it does what it does, why it's even here on Earth. And it has the capability to empower heroes and villains alike. So there's no telling what the mythos being fully in control of a person will really do.
So this is bad news.
This is bad news.
And it's bad news for Mrs. Cruz. We need to get her out of that glass. Can you get out of that glass?
I'm not really sure if I can, but I'll tell you what. You can drop me off at my sister's house. We'll figure it out. But there is somebody you need to go see. I think he might be the only person that can help you. He's done it all. He's done everything, and he's got a wealth of knowledge that could really bring this back around. It's well, he's the most interesting man in the world. And we're gonna break for our
I'm so
live
excited.
listeners for just a few minutes. We're gonna take a break to refill our drinks and go to the restroom, but you guys hang tight and we'll be back real soon.